Hi everyone, this is Long Vo. So today I'm playing a live match versus somebody rated 1021, and I'm rated 1129 on chess.com. Um, so here he's probably going with a French defense. So this is a 15-minute game, so hopefully it's going to be a little bit higher quality than the Blitz games. I tend to make a lot of mistakes playing Blitz, so he goes c6. I guess here he wants to play the d5, and okay, so I guess I'll expand on the queen side. So now he goes knight to f6, putting pressure on my e-pawn. And I think that yeah, I think I'm gonna push the e-pawn to drive away the knight and gain more space. Because if this really prevents this pawn from going here, because then I can capture en passant. So let's see what he does with the knight. So he doesn't really have a good square to move to, so perhaps go here. Here the queen would take, either on e4 or retreating to g8, which wouldn't really make sense. Anyways, that's what he did. Okay, so now I will continue developing. So I guess at this point let's see if I should go the king knight or the b knight. I'll go with the g knight here so that I could castle more quickly, and I even felt like pushing the pawn up, but then there's too many pawn moves at this point. I think I'm just going to slow down on that. So he goes f6, challenging my pawn. Because if I take, then he gets to develop his knight, and it's just helping his development. So I think both his knights are really stuck right now. I guess it's time to develop the other knight and perhaps bring the knight over here for a kingside attack. So what I enjoy about the longer games is that there's more time to think. That way we don't make silly mistakes. So he decides to go bishop to b4, pinning my knight. So let's see. I guess I'll simply develop the dark squared bishop, defending the knight, and perhaps the next move will be to kick away the bishop. So pawn f takes e. I don't know if I should take with the knight or the pawn. So if I take with the pawn, then it does weaken the center. It sort of restricts the knight from going to f6, and I'm thinking maybe I should even attack the queen here. And if his knight goes there, then my pawn takes e and pinning the knight. The other option is to take with the knight, opening up the diagonal for the queen, or even the queen going here, and then he can simply move his pawn. Then I would lose a temple. Okay, so I'll take with the pawn. Still preventing this pawn from going up, and really restricting that light squared bishop and the knight as well. So I think that's a good move. And the bishop already moved, so I didn't want to move him twice. So he goes knight to e7. I think getting ready to castle. Is there a way I can prevent him from doing that? I think that knight going there is not good, because here is really the best defensive position. So perhaps I'll wait for him to castle and then somehow attack his king side. So I think if I develop the bishop here, putting pressure on the h pawn would make sense. So let's see what he does. So now he pushes d5. I could en passant, and then he would simply develop his queen. I do like my pawn here, and now that he's moved here, I do see an outpost for the knight here. So this wouldn't be a bad thing. So you know what, I'll take with this pawn. If he takes with the queen, he's not going to take with the queen. He's going to take with either this pawn or probably this pawn, opening up the diagonal for the bishop. You know what, I'd like the idea of keeping that bishop pinned there. So doesn't leave me a choice though. So what should I do? So here I could perhaps continue to attack the king side, and then yeah, so I'm not gonna let him. So if he eats my pawn there, then I could counter it this way. And if he does take, eventually my knight can go here and use the outpost. So let's see what he does. So I think I should eventually castle. So now he goes c5. Okay, why did he do that? So I guess he's trying to develop his knight here, which makes sense. So I think I'll take this pawn. So he can't castle over there anymore, and over here it's kind of weak. And my next move would be to check him, so he would probably have to, well, no, actually the knight is defending there. So he pushes and attacks my knight, which works out for me because now I could perhaps go here and use the outpost there, or even go here and then use the outpost. Here would be probably better because then there's always that attack over here, but he'll probably exchange bishops, and that's going to help me develop my queen as well. So plus, if I get this outpost, then I can fork the queen and the rook there. So knight goes to c6. So there's a discovered attack on the knight here. And then I guess he would doesn't really worry me too much. And I guess he's attacking this outpost square, so let's take advantage of the outpost right now before he takes it away. So check, and the next move will be forking the queen. Now, is there any better moves? Now, that's a good outpost, but it's going to disappear soon, so is there a way to attack the queen even more? To attack the king even more? What if I want my queen here? And if he runs, then I can okay. So if I check here with my queen and he goes here, and check with the knight back. Because if he eats my knight here, if he captures the knight, then I can't capture back because I'm pinned. So here perhaps I should, let's do that then. Okay, now he has to move the queen, and he's not going to capture the knight because the other knight is defending, so that's not too bad. His king is very vulnerable, and his light square bishop is stuck. The knight is stuck. I think that's an advantage for me. So I'm a little bit lower on time right now. So let's see what he does. So he goes queen to f8. So now I don't know if he's trying something here. Because the obvious move is to capture. Yes, let's just capture. I'm thinking too long now. Now it's time to perhaps activate my queen here. There's not much he can do. He can take my pawn if he wants, then I'll attack his king, and you never want your opponent's queen right in front of your king. That's just not very safe. And plus I have an outpost here, well, unless he takes it, but then for the queen to deliver checkmate. Okay, so he recognizes that, and the bishop is defending, so should I? Well, now the problem is this bishop here. So I'll attack the knight. Oh, that's a bad move, so he's simply going to exchange, but I just wanted to retreat the bishop somehow. That was the most active square, I guess. So let's pin the knight, and so actually if I he can develop his other knight. Then I'll simply exchange, so that's fine. So I'll pin his knight then. So I'm trying to figure out if I can somehow bring my rooks into the game here. So he goes g6, I guess, protecting the knight further. Okay, I guess I could simply take that pawn, but trying to see if there's a better move here. So I'll take the pawn. No, that's not good. It's fine, I should bring my rooks into the game. Yeah, I'll castle this way so we have a semi-open file here. I could have castled the other way, but I didn't like the idea of the queen there. And here's where the action is right now, so if I transfer all my forces over there, that would be better. I could have forked the queen, but then he could... Yeah, I should have done that. I should have, because this knight is pinned, so I should have attacked the queen, and then if he moves the queen, then I'll capture with this. So he recognizes that. So okay, let's open it up. So if he recaptures, then this pawn is hanging. And I have the rook into the attack. So I only have 3 minutes left, so I have to hurry it up now. Can't think for too long. So once the rook captures, I can bring the other rook in. So okay, so he just gave me his bishop. Okay, let's bring some pawns into the action here. So I think it would make sense to exchange and just open up some files for the rooks to come in the action. What did he just eat there? A pawn? Okay, fair enough. Okay, so let's exchange now. So exchange that. Probably it might capture my bishop there. Okay, it's with that. So I think this is good. I can attack his king over here. And perhaps swing the queen over here. Okay, so I can capture the knight here. So I think he's in pretty big trouble right now. Capture the knight, threaten and deliver check right there. He's in trouble, plus then the rook comes in. Okay, so I'll simply check. That was a pretty bad move. Okay, what can I do? Let's bring the rook into the action. My queen is protecting that rook, and okay. I'll restrict his king even more. I think it's threatening checkmate right here. I'm down to 2 minutes and 43 seconds, and he still has 7 minutes. Okay, and that is check, not checkmate yet. Let's see. Okay, I'll check here first. Yeah, that is checkmate here. No, he can block with the bishop. And I'll threaten to bring another piece in. His bishop is pinned, so queen checks. Okay, that's fine. So then he can check and capture the knight. So if I go here, he can check here again. I go here, and there's no other checks that he can make. Well, he's defending, that's fine. I should have moved my bishop back there. Oh, should have seen that. Anyways, that bishop is just not very useful right now. Just trying to make space for himself. Probably gonna push the rook down here. And do I want to... If he goes there, then I'll go the... what if I chase this queen? And I'll just chase mine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm down to 1 minute and 49 seconds, so I have to hurry up now. Yeah, I should have pinned his queen right there. Yeah, I should have done that. I didn't think of that. Still in trouble. But see, I'm not playing that well right now. Okay, go queen to e4. You know, let's fork the queen there. He has to capture. Check. And I'll bring my bishop in. Bishop, and then it's check.